And nothing better on a Sunday morning than to sit down with your cup of coffee, your maybe breakfast or toaster strudel, and watching some Bonfire Racing League here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Hello, everyone. Lee Tidwell, along with Oz himself, Robert A. Moyer, and Brian Branham will be joining us in just a moment as we get set for race number 2 with the Bonfire Racing League. We are at Pocono in Long Pond, whatever state Pocono's in. Robert, I don't even remember what state Pocono's in Pennsylvania. See, what I keep thinking, I think we talked about this last race, is I always think Pocono's out west, but no, it's not. It's in Pennsylvania. Cool little track, 2.5 miles, one of the bigger tracks on the circuit, only 3 turns. I'll make sure I remember that and not say turn 4, as I have already been made fun of this morning before the broadcast. But these straightaways, especially down this front stretch, as long as a runway at an airport, you can see just how much speed that you can gather as they are hitting in excess of 180 miles an hour down the front stretch. As we're starting to see the qualifying times put down, we do have a 10-minute qualifying session here with the Bonfire Racing League on Sunday mornings. Jensick in the lead at the moment on the pole, a 53.345. Doug Neal in second with a 53.455. Christopher Smorrell in third, a 53.548, but still a lot of shaking and dancing still left to do. We're looking at the number 2 of Brandon Shelton now. Shelton's first lap is a 35.795. And he comes out of turn 3 to lay down his second lap of the morning. This long straightaway before you cross that start-finish line, and his second lap will be a 53.701. enough to throw him up into fourth position. So once again, welcome everyone on Facebook and on YouTube. If YouTube's not deciding to crap the bed right now, we appreciate you joining us on this bright and early Sunday morning. I hope you had a good night last night. I know down here in Tennessee we had some monster rain and storms. Kind of got kicked off the broadcast a couple different times. Some flooding that went on in the area, but everybody seems to be all right and just ready for some exciting racing action. 65 laps from Pocono set for today here with the Bonfire Racing League. And Shelton just keeps driving around.
He could be trying to possibly get his force feedback calibrated there.
Yeah, there is the man himself, Mr. Brian Branham. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Trying to wake up here.
Yeah, I've never had to set an alarm to call a race before, but this is one, especially because I'm on Central Time, that I definitely have to do on Sundays.
Right. Well, we'll get through it. And, good morning to everybody. Hope your Sunday has started well.
So we are now looking at the number 7 of Josh Puckett coming down pit road. Puckett putting down a time of 53.844, enough for 8th at the moment. As we said, 10-minute qualifying, so still about 4.5 minutes left. A lot of drivers, or some drivers, still yet to take the track as they kind of hang back and then jump on there, and we'll see some movement in these standings. The number 9 of David Funky Cole Medina out on the track right now as he is coming down the, I don't know if you call that the back stretch. That's just the third stretch. Going through turn number 3. Medina in that number 9 Napa Auto Parts Toyota Camry will be driving it down the front stretch. Let's see what he puts down. Medina's first lap was a 54.041. A 53.780, Brian, puts him up to 7th.
Yeah, Dave actually, I ran here with Dave last season, and Dave's got a good feel for the track. I anticipate that he might not qualify up, 1 through 3, but look for him to really put down some good consistent lineups and give himself a good shot to be there at the end.
Justin Gannon, the number 30, jumps into 4th with a 53.548. Now we're looking at the 917 of Derek Jacobs. Jacobs' first lap, a 55.021, enough for 22nd. He looks to be going a little slow there through the tunnel turn.
Yeah, Derek Jacobs, a name I'm not familiar with. Somebody to keep an eye out for today.
Jacobs coming out of 3, his second lap time about to be clocked now as he crosses the start-finish line. Jacobs will put down a 54.632, enough for 20th position. We got the 949 out on the track as well. That's going to be Kavaha Holt. I have called races with Mr. Holt before. Well, not called races with him, but races that he has been in.
I've raced against Mr. Holt. Very, very fast driver.
Holt on his first lap. Whoa, lost it there in the tunnel turn. Smack that wall. The 913 out on the track. Actually, no, he just popped off. So the 949 back to Mr. Holt. He is the only one out laying a qualifying lap right now. 2 minutes left until we set the starting grid for the Bonfire Racing League. Brought to you by... let me see here. Sorry about that. Got to pull my README. Brought to you by Simbox. Operating since 2019 at Simbox. You can choose a pre-made box or a custom-made button box. If you have a design, just send it on over. Send a drawing over, and they will do their best to turn it into reality. From standard boxes to with push buttons and brake bias knobs to custom boxes with up to 32 functions. Always free shipping into lower 48 states and includes a 10-foot USB cable. More information, you can send them a message and check out Simbox on Facebook at facebook.com/SimboxPC. Also brought to you by the ButtKicker and the Gamer 2. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience, and the ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car. From ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion, by moving to physical mass instead of only air like traditional speakers, the Gamer 2 provides an instant, accurate, powerful bass response. It's all perfectly in sync with every game with no additional software required. Check out the Gamer 2 at thebuttkicker.com. Use promo code FreakyFast20. That's Freaky with 2 E's. FreakyFast20 for 20% off your order of anything from thebuttkicker.com. But I recommend you check out that Gamer 2. Excellent value, excellent immersion there, the Gamer 2. Mix that with the sim box, and man, you've got a immersion like never before.
Just watching the 935 of let's see who that was.
Brandon Meyer.
Brandon Meyer. Looks like he got very loose coming out of yeah, here we go with the turns. Looks like it would have been turn 6, coming out of turn 6. So yeah, that's something we're going to need to keep an eye on. The first lap or two, some guys really going to need to take it easy on exit, especially coming out on 6. That's
So as qualifying ends, we get set to bring you our starting grid here this morning.
yeah, there is.
Our starting grid this morning here with everyone lining up in pit road. Sean Jensick will take the pole in that number 21 machine with
Jensick.
a time of 53.354. In second will be Doug Nealon at number 905. The number 30 of Justin Gann will be in third position. In fourth will be Chris Morrill in the number 5. The number 2 of Brandon Shelton will be in fifth position. In sixth will be Sean Cheeseman in the number 76. Nigel Patton will line up in seventh position in the number 928. The number 9 of David Funky Colmedino will be in eighth position. In ninth will be Ken Bullock. Deputy Director Bullock there in the number 62. The number 7 of Josh Puckett in 10th. In 11th will be Sid Butler. 12th will be Robert Riley. 13th, Matt Patton. 14th, Tommy Fox. 15th, Nate Maurer. In 16th, Dennis Puckett. 17th, Christopher Landrum. In 18th will be Travis White in the number 95 machine. In the 19th position will be Jared Olson. In the 20th, Derek Jacobs. 21st, Gary Wright. 22nd, Justin Hopley. In 23rd, Robbie Cheeseman. In 24th, Evan. Oh my goodness. Bushbacker?
Yeah. Bush Basher?
Bush Basher.
Bush Basher is how I would.
I'm sure we'll get in our broadcast notes correct pronunciation next week. In the 25th position, Nick Mills. 26th, Kavala Holt. In 27th, Brian Howe. In 28th, Michael Shore. 29th, Caleb King. And rounding out the field, the 30th position, Brandon Meyer. No time laid down from 25th on back as we start to pull out of pit road in this long parade route. This track, like we said, 2.5 miles. Each one of the corners completely different. And the one that's going to be really watched out for, I mean, coming out of one, like you said, the first couple of laps especially, but then that tunnel turn 2, you can get loose as a goose very quickly. So who's going to try to push it too hard at the beginning? Who's going to conserve tires? You know, with a 65-lap race, everything is up for grabs, and strategy will play a factor. A little clarification from last week that we got. So no stages, no playoffs in this series. Points are very simple. You get 30 points for first, 29 for second, and so on and so forth. You get a bonus point for pole. So Jensick will get a pole bonus point. 1 bonus point for leading the lap, and 1 bonus point for most laps led. And then we'll just, you got 1 drop week, 12-week season, and we'll see who has the most there at the end.
I don't know. I didn't hear if you covered or not there, Lee, but no fast repair this week.
No fast repair, so you drive it like you own it.
Yes, sir. Sean Jensick with the pole here. Man, it's nice to see. Nice to see him up at the top, man. After the performance he had last week, and here we go.
Barney the flat guy waves that little arm, and Jensick will bring him down to the line on the high side. Neil and Smorl, you can see them nose to tail. Neil and Gann will be door to door down the front stretch, leading it down into one. That is going to be for second position. Jensick will solidify first. Neil will be in second. Gann's in third with Smorl right behind him. Shelton on the low side. If they come out at one, don't know if Jensick got tight or loose or what, but he is losing a lot of positions. And it's kind of like parting to the seas here as Gann and Shelton and Smorl all go around him.
Yeah, it looks like.
Oh, spin!
Whoa. Big wreck.
Massive caution back in the back, and caution will come out. And lots of cars being collected up in that.
Surely not how some of these guys want to start today.
Where that started right behind Jensen. So we're going to take a look back at the Freaky Fast Carnage replay and try to see what happened here. Yeah, it actually happened up in front. Like I said, I think it happened right behind Sinchik. 21.
Definitely Medina. Medina
Was it
was caught up
Medina?
in it. Yes, sir.
Oh, it sure was.
Looks like
Medina involved.
let me see how I want to word this. The 907 and the 9 got close, but
The 928 of Nigel Patton also looks like he got right up into the back end.
looks like the 907 just came up a little bit, got into the 9 of Medina. And that's what started it. Domino effect after that. But yeah, that's what I'm showing.
Yeah, the 907 goes down into 2. Actually, he's on back. Who did he actually hit? 928.
I know what the issue is. I think I got to fix here, guys. Little issue with trading pains here. So is it on my end or yours?
Oh, they got into the 905 of Doug Neal. That's where it started. So the 928 just look kissy kiss to the back of the 905 of Neal, spins him around, and then collects just a plethora of cars behind him to bring out our first caution of the morning here on lap number 3.
Oh, this is what these guys wanted, you know, the real experience, and unfortunately, sometimes you get what you ask for, and you know, got a lot of guys on pit road getting some damage taken care of. Looks like the 76 of Sean Cheeseman's in real bad shape. I see a lot of smoke coming from his hood. You got Medina on pit road.
Yeah, Mills, right? White,
Nigel Patton.
Shore. Yes, sir. Howell, Neil, Fox, Medina, all on pit road. Sean Cheeseman, Caleb King, Nigel Patton, as you said, Nathan Maurer.
Unfortunate.
And a lot of them still there after a minute plus. So, yeah, lots of repairs being done at the moment.
And Lee, unfortunately, I'd say that that's not the only one we're going to see today. And that's not a knock on anybody's skill, talent, anything like that. It's just the nature of the beast here.
Yeah, track temperature at 95 degrees. So not too hot, not too cool, not just right either, though. So it's going to be a little little treacherous, especially there in that tunnel turn. That's one of that turn 2. I told you, first few laps, that is something to definitely watch, and that is where the incident occurred. So 1 lap to go to green. We're going to pull them up double file. Gann and Shelton in the front row, Smorl and Jensic in the second, Bullock and Riley in the third. Make that Puckett and Bullock. Riley and Landrum in the fourth, and Hopley and Jacobs will be in the 5th row. Bushbasher. That's such a cool name. I hope that's right, because that's a cool name. Evan Bushbasher is in 10th position.
It's good to see Chris Landrum back under the Bonfire banner. Former competitor. He left towards the end last year. Kind of surprised to see him back. I didn't know he was returning. I'm glad to see that he is. He's a very fast driver.
So 1 lap to go to green, and we've already lost about a third of this. Well, not lost, but a third of the field involved in an incident. And with no fast repairs, Brian, that means, they're sitting in the pits just now looking for points.
Yeah, you got to stay. You got to go ahead, especially with how long this pace lap is. You got to go ahead and take as much damage as you can. And if it was me, I would go ahead and take the lap, maybe even 2. Hoping for another caution, get my laps back.
Looking at the 5 of Christopher Smorl, he will be starting in that 3rd position, right behind Gann on the low side. As we come out of 3, pace car will pull off, and we will get set to go green flag racing again here at Pocono. Here we go, Barney the flag guy waving the flag, and we will get back underway with lap number 5. Gann will lead them down the front stretch. Everybody still double file going down to 1. And this is where things can... Now we got some 3-wide action going on pretty deep into the field. Gann will bring them into 1. Smorl and Shelton. Smorl will go into 2nd position. Shelton into 3rd. Smorl got a good run there off of 1. And coming up to the back of Gann now, leading to the tunnel turn, Brian.
Yeah, it looked like he got down a little lower than Gann did. Gann took a high approach, and a lot of that grip, especially is right down on the line. Smorl looks like he executed that.
So Gann in first. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying it looks like he's really thinking about making a move here. We'll see how it plays out.
So Gann will lead this lap with Smorl right behind him. Then you've got Shelton in 3rd, Jensic in 4th, and Puckett in 5th. Behind them, Bullock will be in 6th, Riley 7th, Landrum 8th, Jacobs 9th, and Hopley will round out your top 10. We go into 1. And it looks like the race is going to be with Riley and Jacobs at the moment. Nope, they settled it back out. So they've already, Brian, stretched out this field, a single file line coming around, but the top 4 nose to tail, and that turn 2, different lines, different braking points. If someone's using a brake there at the moment, and that is what I heard over the radio, is there was a little bit more deceleration than some were expecting, and that's what might have caused that caution. Looking now at the 912 of Bushbasher.
Yeah, as you were saying, that's where the danger lies, especially on entry. Everybody's going to have different braking points. There is no, standard braking zone. I mean, they're in general. But when I went back and watched that first incident, it definitely looked like it was a result of a little miscommunication. And these guys, especially on the first lap or 2, man, you got to get, we got some
little
smoke.
Loose. Drops down to the inside.
Yeah, you got to give people a little room, let people settle in, or you end up with a car that it's a little banged up, and that's unfortunately we're seeing that with a couple guys. I see a couple guys with some damage that's actually out there still running pretty well.
We're going 3 wide across the start-finish line right now.
Yep.
Hopley's involved with that. Meyer, White, It is getting stacked up like a hornet's nest right there as we go down into one. See how we can settle this thing out. The 905 of Doug Neal, the 945 of Travis White. Right behind them, the 46 of Nick Mills as we head into turn number 2.
Just watching the 46 of Nick Mills, man. He is uberly aggressive right now.
And not a good qualifying effort. He's up 12 spots, but kind of early to push it that hard.
Well, I'll tell you what, as we've seen last week with Smorl went from 29th, I believe it was, to winning the whole thing. So it can be done, and maybe Nick Mills taking a page out of the Smorl book here.
So Smorl will be in the lead with a half-second gap between him and Justin Gann. Shelton third. Jensick, sorry, we got a Sinchik last night, won a championship. Jensick in fourth and Puckett in fifth position. And those front five have now settled down, and they're looking for a long green flag run and continue to pull out. We still got action going on with Brandon Meyer in the 963.
Yep.
Looking out the 62 of the deputy director, Kevin Bullock. Crossing that start-finish line. Bullock will be in sixth position behind Puckett in front of Landrum.
Going back, excuse me, going back towards the rear of the field, I see David Medina's back on the track. It looks like he got as much damage fixed as he could. He is currently, I'm showing, he's running 17th. Looks like a couple of the guys that were involved in that first incident kind of packed up, grouped up here in this pack.
Yeah, the 9 of...
Oh, well, we got an accident.
Oh, into the wall. Yellow. Yeah, man, we call that the broadcast jinx. We want to apologize now.
Yeah, I will go ahead and apologize to Dave. I was watching him, and...
Who? The 99?
The 99, it looks like, came down. I'll have to... And I apologize if that wasn't what happened.
No, actually, Medina got a little loose and tapped the back end of the 99. Let's take a look here on the Freaky Fast carded replay, the 99 of Hopley. You see Medina here just snaps a little bit and then taps that back in, and that sends Hopley up into the wall. And they both drain down, just escaping. Oh man, Medina hard to the wall, and that's going to cost him in the pits once again. So Medina 2 times now.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's for all intents and purposes, that's going to end Medina's day. Tough break. I'm trying to see here how bad the 99's damage is. It looks like he just got turned, maybe got into the wall a little bit. He locked up his tires. He's definitely going to need some tires. Actually, he got out of that fairly unscathed, at least compared to the 9.
Brandon Colley out there on Facebook, one of our Freaky Fast broadcast partners, is talking about the tunnel turn, jumps out and bites you. It sure enough will. I love racing Pocono, but it is one of those that when you approach that tunnel turn, you feel that anxiety start to build, no matter if it's lap 1 or lap 100. It's one of those that you never know exactly what small correction you might overmake or not make in time and bite that wall. So lots of people hitting the pits. Morrill will stay out. Jensick will stay out. Nick Mills stays out. He pitted on lap 3. Meyer stays out. Caleb King stays out. He pitted on lap 3. And that'll be your top 5. Everybody else now has hit the pits. So I'm wondering how long Smorl's going to try. I mean, he's fast. We know he's fast. We've seen him. How long he's got on that fuel mileage run and on the tires. You can choose some tires up here at Pocono pretty quick if you don't watch it.
Very quick. I went out and ran a fuel run. I believe it was Friday. I was surprised, and I was running fairly conservative. I very surprised how fast your right sides go. So it's interesting. Kind of, I'm interested to see what Smorl's going to do here. He might be banking on the caution strategy. He might in his mind he might be thinking that this isn't the last caution we're gonna see today. So
Looking at the 41 of King now. What's really interesting too, we look at our top 5. So Smorl up 3 spots, Jensic down 1. Then Nick Mills in third up 22 positions. Brandon Meyer in fourth up 26 position. Caleb King in fifth up 24 spots or 26 spots. No, King's up 24. There we go. 24 spots to fifth. So I mean, third, fourth, and fifth up, 20 plus spots after these 2 cautions here. And Mills with fresher tires, Mills and King, than Jensic, Smorl, and Meyer as they pitted on lap 3 from that first incident. Another interesting thing, Caleb King, his pit stop was 82 seconds, so he had damage he had to repair.
yeah, I went back and I was looking at Caleb, and I didn't see much damage on his car there. I might have been looking. Okay, yeah, he is the 41, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so I didn't see a lot of damage, and I'm wondering what took that long. I'm looking here. It looks like we got it from 6th on. We got guys on fresh tires, and they shouldn't have much trouble moving through the field and getting to the front here. Got Smorl, Jensic, Mills, Meyer, King. These guys on the older tires.
And Gann looking to be the one to take advantage of that.
Yes, sir. Gann, Shelton, Landrum, White, Neal. Kind of rounding out your top 10 there with the guys on the fresh tires.
So we'll bring it through. Smorl and Jensic on the front row of this restart. Mills and Meyer, then Gann and King, Shelton and Landrum, White and Neal. Holt will be in that 11th position looking in, but could see some shakeups here with fresh tires versus tires with a few green flag laps. Pace car comes off, green flag waves. Here we go down the front stretch across the line. Jensic and Smorl's going to race it down into 1. Jensic's going to have a half a car length lead trying to pull it out. Got a better start than Smorl. Can he drop it down in front? And, ooh, man, no. Smorl's going to hold that bottom line, and now just a half a car length lead for Jensic. And a caution. Where did that happen?
That was back around 13th, 14th. Big wreck.
So it looks like Sid Butler in the 907 was involved with that. Let's see what happened here. They come through 1. The 671, or at least it says 6. I think
it's the 912. The 912 of
912 is going to be Bush Basher.
Bush Basher.
Look at the 907.
Got to the 6 of Gary Wright.
Yeah, Butler upside down, inside out, spinning around, doing his best impersonation of an 80s breakdancer. I'm trying to see where that all started. It looked like the 6 was involved in the very beginning.
It was the 912 dipped down underneath the 6, and it looks like he might have just got a little tight and mushed up into the 6. And that started everything.
The 912.
And I apologize if my numbers aren't corresponding.
No, your number is correct by scoring pylon. It has 671 on his car. So he will be forever known as old Watch His Face for the rest of the day.
Yep.
That's the punishment for not having your car number match your pylon number. I will make up names for you. That's part of our contract. I don't know if you read that part or not. Martino joining us up on Facebook. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for being here this wonderful Sunday morning here with the Bonfire Racing League on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Lee Tidwell, along with Brian Branham and Oz himself, Robert Amoya, joining you. Lap 16 of 65, and we are on caution number 3. And that's something about Pocono is you can either have a completely green flag run or you can have a caution fest and then anything in between.
Yes, sir. I'm watching number 5 here of Smorl. He's as I kind of guessed, he was thinking that there was going to be some more cautions, and he's went ahead and hit pit road, got him some fuel, got him some tires, and he's back out.
Don't forget, coming up tonight on Freaky Fast Broadcasting will be the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. That will be starting at, don't tell me, Robert, I'm pulling it up, at 6:30 Eastern. Myself and Zach Hall will be joining you for all of that action tonight, but really excited and glad to be here with Brian. Brian joined us starting last week. And Brian, first broadcast for Freaky Fast last week. How'd you enjoy yourself?
Oh, I loved it, man. Really enjoyed myself. Glad you guys have me back this week.
Yeah, Brian's still on a week-by-week contract, so we'll decide at the end of this race whether or not we're going to re-sign him for another week. I'm just picking on you, Brian. It's too early to be serious this morning, especially during a call.
I'll tell you what, it'll be a lot better once I can get some apps here that line up a little bit better. What I'm using, I don't think is 100% accurate, and I should have got with you guys and got that taken care of a little earlier.
No, you're good. It's okay. Brandon Colley's calling you the intern on Facebook now, so you're Brian the intern Branham now. That is your new nickname.
Cool. Sounds like a WWE
Right?
wrestling manager.
Or something on free beer and hot wings.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever listened to that radio show. It used to be good. Not so good anymore. One lap to go to green. We are on lap 17 to 69, 49 laps to go here at Pocono. Everybody, I got Beach Boys in my head, man. I can't make it go away. So Jensick and Mills will be in the front row. Gannon-Meyer in the second. Shelton and Landrum third. Actually, Shelton and White in third. Landrum and Puckett in the fourth. And then Neal and Bushbasher make it Bullock in the fifth. I really hope his name is Bushbasher because that is just a cool. I'd like my name to be Bushbasher.
Exactly. That's the same thing I was thinking of.
Got some 80s wrestling nostalgia going on in their headsets right now with the Bushwhackers. You see, it was Bushwhacker Luke and Bushwhacker. Dadgummit, who was the second? Butch. Yep, there you go.
Butch and Luke.
I saw them at WrestleMania 4 live at Trump Plaza in New Jersey when I was about 7 years old. And I actually watched WrestleMania 4 last on Friday night with my son. I was like, all right, this is the one I've been to. I went to 4 in New Jersey when I was young. And then I think it was 5 years ago, I was in Miami for the first Rock versus John Cena match.
Very nice.
As we get set to go back green, pace car will come up and a huge jump there by Mills. He had to slow up so he didn't cross the start-finish line before Jensick. And then Jensick just going to take off and power past it. Now here comes Dan to the inside of Mills. That might have caused some of that restart having to let off the gas and not get that same start as everyone else. But Mills, powerful on the outside, will keep second position. Now looking to challenge Jensick. Coming out of one, right up to the back end of Jensick. Headed to the turtle turn. This is where it could get interesting. Mills is going to look to the inside, nose to the inside of Jensen, going into 2. The tunnel turn will bite you, as Collie says. We drive it down into 2. They keep it safe for now, as our front 5, Jensen, Mills, Gann, White, and Shelton, will be nose to toe. We got a guy losing a lot of positions on back. That looks like it could be Meyer.
Tell you what, man, I was very impressed. Mills with a furious attack that first half lap, and Jensen kept his cool and kept his line, and he's still out in front. Very impressive.
Looking at the 62, Bullock now. Bullock is back in the 9th position. As we've kind of got it evened out, but there's a lot of guys starting to close gaps. Olsen's getting past.
Looks like Smorl's starting to climb his way back up through the field after stopping and getting some fresh tires here. See how long it takes him to re-emerge up there towards the front, because I have no doubt that he will.
Jensic with the lead. Mills 0.2 of a second behind him. Then you've got Gann. So the front 3 have now pulled out a bit of a gap between 4th place Travis White. White riding all along. Behind him is Shelton, but he got real tight into 1 and will get passed by Puckett on the low side. Puckett will now move into 5th position.
Yeah, Puckett taking advantage of that right there. Let's see here. Shelton on fresh tires. I was surprised to see him get that tight there this early. Maybe he just, overdrove the car there.
I don't think that the number 2 of Brandon Shelton looks like that. He got Blake Shelton's picture on it. I love it. Absolutely hilarious. Jensic will continue to lead. Now, Gann looking for a run on Mills up front for that 2nd position. He's got a nice run off of 1. Down to the inside of Mills, headed to the tunnel turn. Justin Gann looking to overtake 2nd position. And Mills will let him have it. And that's the thing right there. Is if you got someone that's making a run on you coming into 2, it's best, especially this early in the race, 45 laps to go, you just go ahead and let them have it. Don't race through 2.
Nope. Or you will end up like some of these other guys in a situation you do not want to be in. 905, a little squirrely.
Yes, sir.
Smorl taking advantage of that. It looks like he will gain another position coming here into 1.
Looking at the 9:40.5 now of Travis White. White will be running in 4th position. Looking on ahead is Mills. Behind him is Puckett, and then Shelton. Then you've got Smorl, as you talked about, number 5, who's got a nice little run here coming out of 1. He's probably got one of the best runs coming out of 1 that I've seen all day so far.
Yeah. I was just about to comment on it. He's got down.
He's got 2 down as well. Man, here he comes down to the inside. Smorl looking to overtake 6 from Shelton. And Will going into 3. Shelton's not going to give it up easy. Half a car length is the difference now coming out of 3. Smorl will try to slide it up in there, but doesn't have the room. And Shelton's going to battle him heading down the front stretch into 1. Smorl should have that, but then right behind Shelton is going to be Doug Neal in the 905.
It's fun. That's the fun thing about Brandon Shelton. Brandon Shelton, he might not always be the fastest car out there on the track, but I'll tell you what, man, it doesn't matter if you're on 20 lap newer tires. He's going to battle. He's going to battle hard. He's not going to get free, and that's just
Smorl right to the backside of Puckett. Sorry, man, he had such a run out of 2, and Smorl came right to the back of Puckett. Luckily, great driver he is, did not bump him and cause an incident there, but Smorl's on the move.
Yes, he is up to, I'm showing P6.
Yep.
And looking for more.
Right in front of Smorl. Puckett now going to drop down to the inside of White, heading into one. Smorl's going to follow him. White stuck on that high side. Puckett will overtake fourth position. Now Smorl door to door with White, and he will overtake fifth. White's falling back to sixth. He's still up 12 spots from his beginning, but White's starting to move back a little bit in the field now with Brandon Shelton staring him down.
Jensic out to about a half second lead. Here out front, you got Justin Gann running P2, Nick Mills running P3. Gann with fresher tires of the two. See how long it takes for the tires to kind of even out here, and maybe if Gann can make up some of his time. It looks like he is slowly. He's got it down to about 4/10.
Look at the run of Smorl.
Yeah, Smorl has the timing to get down, and that's what this track is. It is a timing track, and what I mean by that is there's just about one line here. I mean, you can try the high lines going in on entry and exit, but you're just going to lose so much time. So a lot of it is timing coming into braking zones and the timing of getting back on the throttle coming out. And Smorl looks like he has that dial. Smorl a little loose there on exit.
Yeah, he was battling Puckett all the way around that lap and then able to overtake coming out of three. A little bit squirrely. Shook a tail feather there, but now up to fourth position on the move. Back behind them, Shelton and White are door to door.
Yeah, Puckett.
Like, go ahead. I'm not sure if we lost Brian or not. There he is.
I'm sorry, guys. I accidentally unplugged my mic there. Apologize.
You're just mid-sentence, and I'm like, I'm sorry?
Yep, I've lost sound on the actual sim here. So I can see if I can fix this.
Watching Smorl, he is now looking to overtake third position, but he is driving the fire out of this car. But how bad is he tearing up the tires? Because, I mean, he is throwing down blistering lap times right now. And, we talked about how good of run he's had coming out of one, coming out of two. Basically, this entire track, working the timing correctly. But I'm worried about his tires.
Yeah, but the other guys, especially the guys up in Jensic, Gann, them guys ain't taking it easy neither. Jensic's for the lap times that he's putting down right now, he's on it. So
and he hasn't hit it all.
No, he hasn't, and I think that was by design. If it was me, especially seeing the cautions that came out back to back, I'm staying up front. I'm confident in my driving ability.
Gann to the inside of Jensic for the lead now into one. Gann will overtake him, and Jensic's tires, yeah, they're gone. Gann went around him like
it was nothing.
Oh yeah.
As I was saying though, Lee, what I'm saying is, and I'm not speaking to myself. I'm putting myself in the mind of Jensic. I'm saying that if I'm him, I'm confident in my driving ability. I'm staying out front, trying to stay out of the mess, because it looks like that a lot of issues early. So I think that was his goal, to kind of let the field kind of settle in, get the hiccups out of the way, and deal with tires later.
So new leader, Justin Gann. He'll get one of those bonus points right there for leading a lap. Jensic in second, Smorl in third, starting to chase down that group. Then you've got Mills in fourth, Puckett in fifth. Ooh, somebody's loose.
Whoa. 46 into the wall.
So Mills into the wall, collects it up. Looks like Brandon Meyer. He is a lap vehicle down on the bottom side. And then we got another car just really slow down on the apron. So lots of stuff mixing up around here. Looking at the 46 of Nick Mills. Right in front of them is Puckett and Shelton. They're battling for position. That's for fourth. Shelton will overtake Puckett, slide up in front of him, and move into fourth position. Mills back to fifth. White will be in sixth.
We got a good battle here for second. Guess who it is? It's Jensic and Smorl, the two that went at it tooth and nail last week.
And we talked about the way that Smorl's got the timing down on this track, and Jensic not pitting yet. Not having probably the best of tires. He enters those turns with a lot more momentum, but watch the way Smorl will just shoot like he's coming out of a cannon.
Yes,
and just
sir.
I mean, you don't, especially with the new drafting package and stuff, you don't see closing speed like that unless you've got that line down.
Slow in, fast out, and Smorl has it down. Very impressed. I know one thing. Jensic, that is somebody he
cut him off.
Whoa!
What a block!
Very aggressive block. That is not going to make Smorl happy.
Now, because Jensic was all the way down, 4 lanes to the bottom.
Very
and
aggressive.
Came all the way up to the wall. Jensic almost into the wall coming out of one.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a rivalry kind of brewing over from last week. I mean, I can only call it as I see it, and that was aggressive as anything.
Well, and they have caught up with Gann now.
Oh yes, they have fighting each other like that. Just, but I'll tell you what, Gann sitting there watching his rearview mirror, saying, "Go at it, boys."
Smorl coming out of 3 will be in third position behind Jensic. Gann in the lead. As we take it down the front stretch into 1, and these front 3 have just checked out now 3 seconds between them and fourth place.
Lee, is it just me, or does it look like when Smorl caught up to Jensic that Jensic found another gear and has really, really upped the tempo here?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he went ahead and let Gann go on by to then start conserving tires. And once Smorl got there, he's like, all right, time to get back on my game or what? But he is definitely moving a lot better. But man, what a run by Smorl coming off of 2, then had to dive down to the inside of Jensic. Jensic touches the wall, as Brian says. And Smorl will come out of 3, slide it up in front, and overtake second position. And that gave the opportunity for Gann to pull out a half-second lead.
Yeah, like I was saying, nobody likes seeing this battle more than sitting watching his rearview mirror right now, just and saying, "Go at it, boys! Battle, battle, battle!" I'm just going to sit up here. I'm going to run clean laps, take care of my stuff.
I think something's up with the 905 Doug Neal too. That's not the 905. That's Derek Jacobs, the 917. He's a lap vehicle. He's kind of falling backwards. Travis White about to overtake him now. Neal will be in 7th position. Be right along with the 12 and Puckett. Puckett is in 5th, up 5 spots.
12 of Puckett or Josh, I think.
Oh, sorry, the 12. Yeah, I forgot 2 Puckets.
Yeah,
the 12 of Dennis Puckett.
We got Josh Puckett. I'm showing him scored as 4th.
Oh. Yeah, I think, was that Jensic who went ahead and pitted?
Yellow.
Oh, there's the caution. So the 917 sitting on the track, that is going to be Derek Jacobs.
He actually came over the radio right before that and was complaining about his internet connection, I believe. So unfortunate. No. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he comes down and comes to a complete stop. Caution will come out with Sinchik in the pits, and this was not what Jinsick. No, sorry, Sinchik was last night. Jinsick is today. Not what he was looking forward to when he made that pit stop. Wonder how many others will pit as they're on about 20 lap tires at the moment. It'll be interesting. This is where the strategies should start showing themselves.
Yeah, kind of looking at the quality and ping here. Jacob's definitely with some internet troubles. Not not ideal at all. It looks like he possibly is flipping there.
So Gann will be our leader. Smorl in second, Puckett third, Shelton fourth, Mills in fifth, and Neil White. Kavava Holt will move up to eighth, Landrum in ninth, and Robert Riley will be in 10th. And let's see how or who will hit pit road this time around. 31 to go. It'll be 30 when we hit the line under caution this time. And this could be the final pit stop. So I'm expecting to see a pit party.
From it'll be close. It'll be close. I'm thinking possibly around 29 to 31 laps on fuel.
Yep, so everybody comes on down for the Bonfire Racing League pit party Sunday morning. And now to see who wins the race off of pit road. And look who ends up inheriting the lead. The number 21 of Sean Jensen.
Well played.
Yeah. One of those is like, oh, it just worked out. And huge race off of pit road. Looks like Gann will come out, and then Smorl, Puckett, Shelton. So we'll let our scoring get caught up, and we'll give you the quick rundown of everyone in just a moment. But Brian, man, it's been a fun day so far. 30 laps to go. We're 36 into 65. Watching this outstanding Sunday morning league with the Bonfire Racing League, second race of the season. And I actually like the non-playoff system. I like it where every race counts. You know where you stand. And it really, I understand why NASCAR and some iRacing leagues do the playoff system, because then, you can have an incident here or there, but still, end up in the championship. But I think from week in, week out, the most consistent driver, that should be your champion.
Yeah. Yeah. To each his own. Some guys like it, some guys don't. Like I was saying last week, the Puckett guys, they like to try to do something a little different, and definitely kind of breaking the the standard, which is the playoffs, and just something different. And it actually behooves everyone. It makes, as you were saying, every race counts. As you were saying, I think there is one drop week. Some of these guys probably going to have to use that drop week this week. Got through some of these early hiccups, looking to see a good strong finish here towards the end.
So Jensic and Gann will be in your first row. Jensic in the lead. Smorl and Puckett into second. Shelton and White in the third. Neal and Landrum in the fourth. Riley and Thomas Fox, someone we hadn't talked about today, that number 57, he will crack into the top 10.
Yeah, Fox kind of hanging out towards the mid to the rear here for most of the race. His first opportunity to get up in the top 10. Let's see if he can take advantage of it and do something with it.
Yeah, it looks like the bumper of Riley is missing. That's not Riley. Who is that?
What number are you seeing there?
Oh, I don't know.
Riley.
It's the 9 something. There's a lot of 9s. The 9 Jared Olson. No front bumper. Olson's running in 11th.
Green, green, green.
Here we go, green flag. Here we go. We bring it to the line. Gann with a monster start.
Smorl right into the bumper of Jensic.
Yeah, so the front 3 now, bumper to bumper to bumper.
Whoa, big
Puckett on the high side. Woo. Oh, man, they're dipping and dodging into one. He gets
there
hit.
Goes.
It gets smashed then into the wall. Caution comes out.
Smorl wasn't going with it this time.
Oh.
It looked like Jensic tried to possibly tried to block Smorl once again.
Yeah, it was something that definitely caused mayhem. Let's look at the Freaky Fast Carnage replay. Jensic comes to the high side and, yeah, tries to come down, and Smorl already has that lane taken. Jensic then spins. Gets hit by the 7 of Puckett. And then hard into that outside wall. The 10 gets clipped a bit. That's going to be Landrum. The 7 gets involved. That's Puckett. We've already talked about him. The 66 gets tapped. And then the 57 of Fox. We just talked about him breaking into the top 10 and then becomes a dart.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate. I'm going to call it like I see it. Jensic, maybe 10 laps before that last yellow came out, he pulled a very aggressive block on the 5, and the 5 kind of let him have that one. This time he said no way, and too aggressive right there from the 21. And it's unfortunate some guys getting caught up in that. I'm not a fan of that.
Yep, so incident number 5 here at Pocono. We've got 27 to go at the moment. Gann will be in the lead. Smorl in second. Shelton third. White fourth. And Neal fifth. I'd just like to remind you about the sponsors of today's race. Oh, wrong application. They are Simbox PC, operating since 2019. At Simbox, you can choose a pre-made box or a custom-made button box. You have a design, just send over a drawing and they can turn it into reality. From standard boxes with push buttons and brake bias knobs to custom-made boxes with up to 32 functions. Always free shipping in the lower 48 and includes a 10-foot USB cable. For more information, you can send them a message and check out Simbox PC on Facebook at facebook.com/SimboxPC. Also brought to you by the ButtKicker and the Gamer 2. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience, and the ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10-powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air like traditional speakers, the Gamer 2 provides an instant, accurate, powerful bass response, and it's all perfectly in sync with every game with no additional software required. Check out the Gamer 2 at thebudkicker.com. Use promo code FreakyFast20, that's Freaky with 2 E's, FreakyFast20, for 20% off your order of anything there at thebudkicker.com. But I suggest you go ahead and check out the Gamer 2. Go ahead and get you a Gamer 2 from ButtKicker.com. Get you a Simbox from Simbox PC. Really, put yourself into that full immersion.
ButtKicker sounds like something I need.
Oh, Robert's got one, and he talks about it all the time.
It's accessible with just any chair, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
It is. it is one of those things where when you see it and you hear about it, you're like, I don't know what that can add. But then from everyone I've talked to that gets one, they're like, oh yeah, you got to have it. And with my VR coming in on Monday, then that's going to be my next step is the butt kicker. I can't wait to do this in VR. Not broadcast, but race. Broadcasting in VR probably be very, very. I don't know. Maybe my press box camera and being able to look around, that'd be kind of cool. I'm going to try it. Yeah. Robert in my ear said, "No, you're going to try it." Yeah, I'm going to try it. I don't know how well it's going to work. I might get confused, but we'll see how it plays out as we are one to go to green. Brian, it should be a fun 25 laps here to see how these guys, if they settle it down after some of these incidents that's happened. How far back did Smorl end up falling?
Smorl's in second. At least that's what I'm showing.
I mean, not Smorl, excuse me.
No.
Jensic.
Jensic. I'm showing that and possibly a lap down. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah. Jensic tail end, lead lap, 19th position, actually 18th position as soon as he gets around Fox.
Okay. Yeah, my scoring hasn't updated yet. There it goes.
And tough break for Jensic.
Like I was saying earlier, man, everybody has a right to race hard. Jensic just a little too aggressive there, for my liking. I thought Smorl gave it to him the first time before that last caution came out, and Jensic's car is in bad shape right now. He does not have a bumper.
So we come out of 3. Pace car will pull off. Bernie the flag guy stands at the ready. We wait for that green flag, and here we go. Gann will lead them to the line with Smorl on the high side. You got Shelton and White right behind them, and then Landrum and Neal down that long front stretch of Pocono.
Landrum with a clean car. That's somebody to keep your eye out on. Landrum, very capable.
So Gann will be in the lead. Shelton on the inside of Smorl coming out of 1. They will be door to door. Smorl with the momentum as he's got that high side groove working again for him. It's going to slide Shelton back into 3rd. White will stay in 4th. And like you said, Landrum with a clean car. Whoa, right to the back end. Tap Smorl.
Shelton
in the
just
tunnel turn,
a little piece of Smorl. Shelton actually coming over the radio and apologizing.
And now White going to shoot by up into 2nd.
And nobody happier than all that than Gann. Once again, everybody out behind him. Gann just up here, just doing what he's got to do, running nice, clean, consistent laps, and holding on to this lead.
My goodness, we have a special guest joining us on Facebook, Mr. Steven Stepien, one of my favorite drivers, and his better half is actually more favorite to me than he is. But Miss Kayla, don't know if she's watching or not, but hello, Steven. Hello, Kayla. How are you guys doing? And thank you for joining us this Sunday morning. As we bring it down, Smorl now back up to 3rd position as he passes Shelton, now looking to take over with White. But Gann has pulled out an 0.8 of a second lead. He is quite happy with these guys just racing behind him.
Yes, he is. As the guys behind Gann kind of fall into a rhythm. I don't even know if they're trying to fall into a rhythm, because 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, they are battling this thing out like is there an incident here? It looks like somebody's off the track, guys.
Yeah, it looks like maybe close to pit road. No caution.
No caution.
We racing for 2nd. Smorl to the inside of White. Coming out of 1, we'll have 2nd. Behind White is going to be Shelton and Mills door to door as they head towards the tunnel turn. That is going to be a race for 4th position. Coming into the tunnel turn, Gann will just zip on through it. Then you've got Smorl, White, and now Shelton and Mills. Shelton will have it. Mills will slide up in front of Doug Neal, and we settle it back down.
Yeah, Shelton and Mills really going at it there that last lap. That was fun to watch. I'm impressed with Shelton today, man. He's been up towards the front of the field almost the whole race and running very, very consistent, man. Very impressed with Brandon.
Yeah, Mills is actually running faster than Shelton's actually running faster than White at the moment. As you can see him coming up to the backside of him. Now he's looking to the high side.
Look like White getting a little loose on exit there. Shelton going to try to capitalize on this to the bumper.
Into the tunnel turn could be treacherous. But makes it through cleanly. Shelton following White, but now they got Mills right to the backside of them. And then the 905 of Doug Neal in sixth position. He's caught up with this group as well.
Meanwhile, we got Smorrell riding P2 and starting to cut into that lead on Justin Gann. I believe Gann had got an 8/10 of a second lead. Smorrell down to 3/10 and closing.
Jensic up to 13th position. He's trying to make a move with no bumper. He goes underneath Jared Olson, now up to 12th.
Yeah, Jensic still plodding along, isn't he?
Yeah, he has not given up one bit, even with no bumper on that car.
No, sir. No white flag in that guy, and that's respectful.
Close to the wall, looking to the outside of Howell, or is that Bullock? No, that's Brian Howell. Yeah, we'll overtake Brian Howell now. He's riding way high.
Yes, he is.
Utilizing that top line will be Jensic in the number 21. Involved in an earlier incident of his own creation. And now looking at Meyer and Bushbasher right in front of him.
Meanwhile, we got a battle going on for the lead now. Smorrell really got that. Has closed the gap. He's got it down to 2/10 of a second, and we're looking to do something with it.
Yeah, as we're riding along with the 30 of Justin Gann, you're looking behind him as Smorrell is just biding his time. And we know Smorrell's fast. I mean, he's shown it all day long that he's got what it takes. But Gann, when he got out to that lead, did he heat those tires too quickly, trying to pull out that gap?
Smorrell, man. Smorrell with these exits coming out of these turns. I'm so impressed with that. He has just got this track down. And Gann, to his credit, I mean, he's running virtually the same line.
It's kind of one of the things you do is when you're watching that, you're like, okay, let me see what this guy's doing that's catching up with me. It looks like, let's go back to Travis White in the 945. He's got Neal and Shelton all along with him. Nick Mills also.
A good battle here for fourth, yeah. Travis White, Doug Neal, Nick Mills.
Yeah, that's one of the things about Pocono too, is especially once the race spreads out.
Battles everywhere.
It is, and it's hard to keep up with exactly what's going on where. People that are familiar with iRacing, there's a camera function called Most Exciting. And that's usually what I end up clicking on races like this to go, okay, what is the most exciting? Right now it's showing us Evan Bushbanger in the number 912. Right behind him is Olson and Shore. And it sounds like Brandon Meyer, Meyer's going to be coming in for a pit now. Meyer is running in the 11th position. Oh, maybe he's going in next lap. Little miscommunication there. Looking at the 6 of Gary Wright. I'm down to 9:35. Sorry. Trying to. Me and the producer. Tell you what, if it's not past noon, me and Robert not on the same page, but you get us on a noon or after race, we do well.
Yeah, I
Stimpy and
had a
saying it loves him some Pocono. Pocono. Yep. I like this track too. This track when I first started iRacing, I hated Pocono. Couldn't stand it. Couldn't drive it. But
I was going
now,
to say there. Go ahead.
no, but now I can actually drive. I'm much better than I was a year ago. I'm not a bottom split guy anymore.
Yeah, you mispronouncing the name here, Pocono. I was going to say there's actually quite a few ways you could mess that one up.
15 laps to go. As I'm watching the 07 of Michael Shore, as he has got a lap car of Bullock behind him in the 62, but Jared Olson looking to make a run, but Olson's got no nose. He's Voldemort.
Olsen.
Yep. And also chasing down old Watts' face in the wrong number car as well.
Smorl down under a 10th second here.
And so let's jump back up to the leaders now. The 30 of Gann and Smorl. Smorl right behind him.
Yeah, He's just biding his time, just hoping for Gann to make a mistake. And Gann doesn't make too many mistakes. I've raced with him quite a few times, and the guy's very consistent. So Smorl's got work cut out for him.
Well, it's really going to depend on if and where Gann makes a mistake. If it's exiting a turn, Smorl's going to take it because he's got such a great exit on these turns. But if it's coming into a turn and he's able to maybe hold Smorl up or something like that, it's not necessarily detrimental. So interesting to see. It'll be 13 to go. We cross the line this time out of 3. Justin Gann in the lead. Most laps led so far goes to Gann, I believe. That'd be another bonus point for him. But still, 13 laps to go. Anything can change. But with Jensic falling as far back as he has, now up to 10th, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to climb his way back up. Gann should finish up with the bonus point for most laps led.
Yeah, I think Jensic has probably plateaued here as far as any chance to win this race, unfortunately, for him.
So you've got Gann and Smorl out front with a 2.5 second lead over third place Brandon Shelton. Doug Neal will be in 4th, Travis White in 5th, Nick Mills in 6th, Chris Landrum in 7th, Robert Riley in 8th, Brian Howell in 9th, and Jensic will be in 10th position. Gann has now pulled out a 0.2 of a second lead. And I think it's what you said. I think Smorl is just kind of sitting back and waiting, and now starting to approach Matt Patton in the 927. That he is in 24th position. So this could be an interesting little thing because, Patton, of course, is going to try to stay out of the way, but with the way these racing lines are and the momentum, and Patton not having a hood or a bumper.
Well, let's remember this, Lee. Last week we were almost in the same situation, just Jensic was leading. Okay, it looks like Gann's got around the lap car here, so it was with 6 laps remaining last week that Smorl was able to take the lead from Jensic. I'm sure that's in his mind right now. But as we're talking about that, Gann continues to stretch his lead out a little bit more.
Yeah, he's breaking the draft every time down the front too, going down to the bottom, then back up. Then back behind them, Shelton has got Doug Neal just a 0.5 second behind him. That would be for 3rd. Who has run the fastest lap of this race? Bullock did. Man, the guy, Deputy Director Kevin Bullock in the number 62 has ran the fastest lap at a 53.974 of this.
Yes, sir. As I was saying before before that, Brandon Sheldon was currently running in third position.
Riding along with Bullock now. You can just see how long these straightaways are. Fun track though.
Very fun. Wish I was out there today.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm having a heck of a time with you guys.
And a lot of drivers talking about that bump in turn one seems to be having an effect here today. Track temps dropped a little bit now down to 88. Looking now at the 949 of Holt.
That bump in turn one, if you hit it wrong, what it will do is it will cause you to lose grip, and it will send you up the track towards the wall, and that is a place you do not want to be.
Now the wall have ate a couple of cars here already this morning.
Yes, it has.
Yep, 9 laps to go.
Smorl has cut the lead back down from 4/10 down to looks like about 3/10.
They got Hopley in front of them too.
If he's going to make a move, he really needs to start thinking about doing it now.
This is going to be very telling here coming into 3. Hopley's going to take it low. Oh, Hopley holds him up a little bit. That gives Smorl a chance to close that gap.
Gann actually came onto the radio trying to instruct Hopley where he'd like him to go. It looks like he followed suit. Not 100% sure if that's where he wanted him ultimately. Smorl able to. He really wasn't able to do as much with it as he probably wanted to.
No, because I think Smorl even had to check up a little bit there. Yeah, so last pit stops are around between lap 36 and 40. We are on lap 58 of 65. 8 laps to go. 5 cautions for 15 laps. And I think tires have pretty much settled down for everyone. So what you see is kind of what you got. So I'm going back to most exciting and see if I can find some racing going on around here. Guess where it took me to? Christopher Smorl. iRacing's like, watch this cat. Let's see what he does. Lead's now pulled out to 4/10 of a second. Gann's starting to pull away a little bit.
Yes, he is.
The 2/10 faster was Gann over Smorl on that lap. So different gear going on now. Back to the 46 of Nick Mills. Now I'm back up to Smorl. Just keeps going back and forth. You keep saying, "Oh, let's see what happens with Smorl." No, we're not going to see what happens with Smorl. Lead now to 7/10. Gann is pulling away.
One thing Gann does not want to see right now is
No, I definitely do not want to see a caution. Gann's in his groove now, man. 7 to go. You just let it go.
Something happened here with Smorl. Not sure if he has just totally used up his tires or if he just fell out of the groove, but he was on the ground. It's Gann. Gann almost out to an 8. Not looking good for 5 car.
No, it really isn't. And he looks strong at 3/4 of this race, but then has kind of plateaued out. And Gann has found that extra gear, that second wind, so to speak.
Kudos to Gann, though. What a race. What a performance. I expect nothing less from him. The guy is consistent week in and week out.
Let's get to the.
He's just a very good racer, very good sim racer. The guy just gets it, just knows his lines, knows tire management. fuel, everything that it takes to be an elite competitor here on the sim.
Someone that's had an outstanding run, running in sixth position, the number 46 of Nick Mills. He's up 19 spots. He's ran his race. We've seen him avoiding some incidents, being maybe involved slightly in a couple, aftermath kind of thing, but up 19 spots. He's got to be proud of his. If you finish 19 spots up from your start, finish right outside the top 5, that's a good day.
Absolutely.
Also, the number 945 of Travis White right in front of him. White is in 5th position. He is up 13 from his start.
Got Chris Landrum running P7. It looks like he's up 10 spots from grid. Not a bad way to come back and have your return here to the Bonfire race.
Yep, 913 of Brian Howell, up 18 spots. He's riding in 9th, so a top 10 for him would be a good day. And then in that 10th position is Sean Jensen. Jensen climbing back up to 10th. Don't think he's going to move anything further from there. But I don't know. Well, that's Patton in front of him, so a lap vehicle. Jensen's going to work the high side on him and go around. So Jensen, after that incident, being able to finish top 10, that's got to be considered a huge plus for him.
Sure, but he is not with in general, he is not happy with 10th. I can promise you that, especially being having the lead for multiple laps and really just having the speed and everything. He should have been up and competing for victory right now, so I know he's not happy about that. But with the circumstances, I'm sure he'll take a top 10.
As now the leader's going around, Derek Jacobs. Whoever the radio said, "Go on low, fellas. I'll let you go." But man, now a second lead for Justin Gann over Christopher Smorrell. And when we cross the line, it'll be 2 laps to go. Looking out the 66 of Robert Riley. Riley is running in 8th position. He's up 4 spots from his start. Riley consistent here this race, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. Guy that we didn't really cover a whole lot today. We just had so much going on everywhere, but quietly a good finish here.
Slowly snuck his way up there and up 4 spots. Looking really good here today. So Gann, Smorrell, Shelton, Neal, and White is your top 5 at the moment. Mills, Landrum, Riley, Howell, and Jensen will round out your top 10. Gann will come out of 3, and he'll be looking at Barney the Flag Guy to wave that white flag. 1 lap to go here at Pocono.
Tell you what, Nick Mills putting some pressure on Travis White here for 5th.
The 46 of Mills. 3/10 behind White. Let's see what he can do. Coming down into 1. These straightaways so long, so wide. And I've seen in multiple different leagues so much dancing and trying to break drafts and stuff. And he's got to run there on the inside.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that outside momentum kept White in front as we head towards the tunnel touch. Riding along with the 46 of Nick Mills. Got loose and no going. Gann will come out of 3 and cross the start-finish line. Gann will win this race. Smorrell will finish 2nd, and then the number 2 of Brandon Shelton will finish 3rd. We watch here as Mills will bring it out. And just not enough to catch up with White. Neal will be in 4th, White in 5th. And that will round out your top 5 as we watch the number 30 of Justin Gann make his way another 2 miles or so to the start-finish line. Very interesting race here at Pocono. It always is. No matter what league you're running with, no matter if it's the official races or a hosted race, you never know what you're going to get with Pocono. And this one, 5 cautions, 15 laps. Not as much as I've seen, not as few as I've seen as well, but an outstanding job here by the Bonfire Racing League.
Yeah, it was a really fun race to call, and once them early cautions got out of the way, we really settled into a good clean race. Congratulations to the 30 of Justin Gann. Also, Smorl, Brandon Shelton, very impressed with them too.
So we're watching the 30 of Gann do his celebratory donuts. Donuts. Here on the front stretch, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have Justin Gann, Christopher Smorl, and Brandon Shelton joining us here in the booth with Freaky Fast Broadcasting in the Bonfire Racing League. We'll be back in just one moment. And back here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting with the Bonfire Racing League, we have our podium finishers, our top 3 ready to join our very own Brian Branham for post-race interviews. First, we're going to bring up the number 2 of Brandon Shelton.
Sir.
Brandon, excellent run. Brian's got a few questions for you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Hey, Brandon, Brian here. Man, what a race from you! I was telling these guys I was so impressed. You were up there at the front. Didn't look like you really had the speed here today to really get up there and get past Game Smorl, but you were up there in the mix all day. What was your strategy? What was your idea? Am I wrong? Did you feel like you had the speed, or
I came into the race, Brian, and I appreciate you just not sugarcoating anything, because you're right. I didn't have the speed. These guys, week in and week out, they're so fast, and I was really just lucky enough to get some coaching and some help from David Medina, Sean Cheeseman, and even Justin Gann. They were kind of telling me some spots to look for on the track, and and how to run it. But no, I had nothing for Chris and Justin. Those guys were flying. And there's a lot of other guys that unfortunately were caught up in some wrecks. But yeah, my whole plan was just to stay on my strategy, hit my marks, and hope for the best.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I was telling these guys throughout most of the race, you you were so consistent, man. I didn't expect you to finish this well. I was thinking, maybe around the top 10, and you surprised me, man, and it's off to you. Great job today. What can we expect from you next week?
Well, I don't know. I'd like to keep running these top fives and keep getting this podium spot. But you're right. I came into the race thinking, hey, if I can get 10th, I'd be happy. Just because I do struggle at the tricky triangle. So I'm right there with you. But I hope in the next coming weeks that I can continue to just stay consistent and give these guys a hard time racing up front and hopefully put the number 2 Chevrolet Tito's Vodka in victory lane.
Awesome, man. Congratulations on your third place finish here today, and good luck to you next week.
Thank you,
Now,
Brian.
before we let you go, Brandon, anyone you'd like to say hello to or give a shout out to?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you guys in the booth really, really appreciate Freaky Fast Broadcasting for coming out Sunday mornings and taking care of us. I want to thank Brian for stepping in because he is a menace on the track. You want to talk about speed? He is freaky fast. So I'm glad that he took the high road and decided to call the races instead of racing them. Obviously, I want to thank my wife for letting me do this every Sunday morning. She doesn't have to, and she does, and that's fantastic. And just the Bonfire Racing League in general. I know Josh and David Josh and Dennis, they put this on for us. They don't ask for anything in return other than clean racing. And if you need to duke it out with someone, just go ahead and talk to them like a man or an adult. And so I appreciate them putting this on and all the guys in Bonfire Racing League that are always open to answer questions and help out. And so I really appreciate them. So
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that podium finish. We look forward to seeing you next week and throughout the rest of the season, sir.
thank you so much. You guys have a good day.
You too.
You too,
That's
brother.
the number 2 of Brandon Shelton, who comes in third tonight. Now we're going to bring in our second place finisher, number 5 of Chris Morrill, joining our own Brian Branham.
Hey, Chris, Brian here in the booth. You got me?
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Had a heck of a time sitting here calling this race and watching you do your thing, man. So I got a couple questions for you here. One is Sean Jensick. You guys went at it pretty hard. Looked like maybe a little bit of a rivalry starting to develop here, especially maybe carrying over from last week. He threw a pretty aggressive block on you about the midway point of the race. Looks like you kind of checked up for him and let him have that one. After the restart there, it was caution, maybe 20 or so to go. Looks like I believe it was going into one. Looks like he went and tried to throw another block on you. Was that just an instance of you saying, no, sir, not this time? Or was it just something that couldn't be avoided? What happened there? Walk us through that.
I mean, I'm not the personality who I don't want to purposefully get into a rivalry with anybody per se, but I've had fun racing him. The incident into one there, I felt terrible about it. I didn't mean he and Justin were battling up front, and I think that ended up getting him a little bit of a wiggle, or giving him a little bit of a wiggle, and he went up the racetrack, and I just kept my foot in the accelerator and went into one, and I don't know, it was just, to me, it felt like 2 cars going for the same real estate track.
Yep.
But I hope he feels the same way. If not, we'll chat about it. But it certainly wasn't intentional on my part. I was just we've got a great battle up front with all these guys, and you're right. It's you can give and take, but as the laps tick down, track position here is very important, as you saw at the end there, especially as the tires get older and older. So if I had an opportunity to go down the inside, I was going to take it.
Absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with a little friendly rivalry. So another question here. It looks like towards the end of the race, man, you really had a chance to get up there on the bumper of Justin Gannon. Looked like for a minute that you were going to take the lead from him. What happened there? You fell off pretty hard. You went from being tenth of a second back to being over a second. Did you just burn up your stuff, or
Yeah,
what happened?
it was a little bit of all of that. So I got up onto his bumper, like you said, and I was happy to just ride around for a bit and wait for my moment. You know, it was kind of like last week where you got these drivers who are just really good, and if you do it too early or you try to push it at the wrong point, they're just going to get right back by you anyway. So I was just happy to cruise for a little bit, but in doing so, yeah, I think I don't know if it was just the aero push or what. I ended up burning my stuff up. I had a couple goofy turns, and I was waiting for him to make a mistake or something, but that's hoping for Justin Gann to make a mistake is fool's errand, obviously. And I was just happy to walk away with the second place at the end of the day. Of course, the 2 car was still always within striking distance, so any move that I made was going to have to be super calculated and stick. And I just never saw a super great opportunity to do that. And unfortunately, didn't get the win, but no, losing it to Justin, and I'll sleep okay tonight.
Okay, one last question here for you, and I'll turn it over to Lee. You had very very small amount of damage there. Your number 5 there. What did that have any effect on the handling, the speed, anything?
For Pocono, I'm so used to just getting all strung out, but I felt like there was a good mix of dirty air, clean air, traffic, all the above today. So it was really tough to tell. I do feel that, at least from the practice sessions, the track was a little bit stickier than it had been or what I was used to. So I don't know 100% what the air damage may or may not have done, but sorry, my kids are screaming in the background. I just I had to take what I had when I went into pit road. It didn't show any optional repairs, so I was just like, all right, let's go.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you, man, and good luck. Good luck to you next week.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah. Now, before we let you go, Chris, anyone out there you want to give a shout out to or say hello to that might be watching?
100%. Gotta say hello and I love you to my family, my darling wife and children who you can hear screaming in the background there. Thanks for letting me do all this. And obviously to the Bonfire Racing League and the admins. I mean, just have a great product. The grids are growing and it's just awesome to see, and some really awesome folks to drive with every Sunday morning. It's a highlight of my weekend. So, and then to you guys, just hands down one of the best broadcasting products I see from across the board. So thanks for what you do. And Brian, specifically, man, you're doing a bang up job with all that, the magazine articles and stuff like that. It just adds a whole nother layer to it that you're just not going to find anywhere else. So I'm trying to push the Bonfire Racing League, but I think we're closing down recruiting for a little bit, it sounds like, because we're getting so popular. But I highly recommend this to everybody, and it's a pleasure spending my Sunday mornings with you guys.
Thank you,
Awesome.
man.
Chris, congratulations on the second place finish. We look forward to seeing you next week, sir.
Absolutely. We'll see you then. Have a good rest of your weekend.
And that's our second place finisher, Mr. Chris Morrill. And now we're going to bring up our winner this afternoon or this morning. Goodness, got to get that straight. The number 30 of Justin Gann to join Mr. Brian.
What's up?
Justin, congratulations, man. As always, pleasure to watch you do your thing out there. Not much to ask here. I mean, you were fairly dominant towards the from the midpoint on towards the end. Walk us through what happened there. You just clean, consistent laps. What was your game plan? And I mean, it's obvious that you executed it. Kind of walk us through what your game plan was and how you feel you execute.
Oh yeah. I was hoping for some green flag pit stops because I can typically gain some pretty good time on pit stops. Fortunately, we didn't have that tonight, and I knew uh, not having that that Chris was going to be uh, up there battling with me, and even the 21. Sean, I mean, he was fast, so I was hoping to get some green flag stops so I can pull a little bit of time on him. Uh, but again, I mean, I was able to, like you said, be consistent, try to save my tires and stay out front, and we were able to do that tonight. It got a little it got a little close there at the end, and I started gaining just a little bit, so my comfort level was a little bit higher than about 10 laps to go. So, but I had a blast out there. All the drivers, I mean, everybody raced clean. It was competitive, and again, this is just a great league to race in.
Absolutely. So that's another thing I was going to ask you about. There towards the end, 15 laps to go, 20 laps to go in that vicinity. Looks like Smorl really was starting to close that gap there at one point. I mean, he was on your bumper for a couple laps back to back to back, and it looked like he might have had something for you there. What was your thought process? Did you think, uh-oh, here we go, or was your mindset just keep it clean, don't push the car, and hopefully let him be in that dirty air and burn his stuff up?
Oh yeah, the whole idea behind that one was basically save enough tire to where I could stay just in front of them and not get too big of a gap because I didn't want to get like a huge gap on him and then burn my tires up and then he could fly right by me. So I just tried to save just enough to keep him back there. I was hoping he wasn't going to try and poke his nose on my inside, and he didn't. Um, that's just one of the risks you have to take with saving tires like that. Um, but I think he had pretty much the same idea that I did and was going to try and go for it when the time was right. And it just never came for him, unfortunately for him. But, it's just one mistake. That's all it takes for somebody to get a spot on you. And, you know, uh, this is a fun track. I'm pretty consistent here, and it's hard for me to make a mistake here. But anybody could do it. Again, it was really fun racing with him, and he drove smart, and along with Brandon, and we all got podium finishes tonight.
One last question for you here, and I'll turn it over to Lee. What'd your fuel look like there towards the end? That's something I was curious about. How close were you guys?
Uh, I had about, I think, the 5 lap. I hit the 5 lap to go mark with 2 to go, so I had about 3 laps left in the tank.
Okay, so it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Well, once again, man, congratulations to you, and good luck moving forward.
Appreciate it.
Now, Justin, before we let you go, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or say hello to that might be watching out there?
Oh yeah, I got to thank the sponsor, RB Rigs. So if you're looking for a PC, definitely go ahead and check him out on Facebook. Uh, I got to thank all the guys up in the Discord. We all communicate and talk each other through our strategies. And thank Dennis and Josh for putting the league on, and along with you guys for doing the broadcast, man. It's looking good.
Awesome, sir. Well, congratulations on the win. Bye week next week. We'll see you April 11th at Daytona.
All right, it sounds like a plan.
All right, thank you, sir. And that is just again your race winner as we bring up the official results of. I just did it again, Robert. There we go. Yeah, I'm supposed to pause before I go into stuff after interviews, but I don't. I don't think about it. I just no dead air. That's what I've been trained to do my entire life. Justin Gann, your winner here this morning. Chris Smorl will come in second, 1.34 seconds behind him. Brandon Shelton will finish in third. Doug Neal in fourth. Travis White finishes fifth, and sixth will be Nick Mills. Chris Landrum will finish in seventh. Robert Riley in eighth. Brian Howell in ninth. And Sean Jensick in 10th. Michael Shore will finish in 11th. 12th will be Jared Olson. 13th, Gary Wright. 14th, Kavaha Holt. 15th will be Caleb King. 16th, Evan Bushbasher. Man, I'm going to get that. Sorry. In 17th, Deputy Director Kevin Bullock. In 18th, Brian Meyer. 19th, David Funky Cole Medina. In 20th, John Hopley. 21st, Derek Jacobs. In 22nd, Matt Patton. 23rd, Dennis Puckett. 24th, Sean Cheeseman. 25th, Tommy Fox. 26th, Josh Puckett. In 27th, Robbie Cheeseman. In 28th, Sid Butler. 29th, Nigel Patton. And in 30th, Nate Maurer will round out your finishing lineup. What a night! Morning here at Pocono. Off week next week. Robert will be at Daytona when we join this group again, April 11th.
That is correct. Yeah, we head off to Daytona in 2 weeks, and man, it's gonna be fun to see some super speedway racing again with this new package and see what these guys can do. Handling it in 2 weeks, but hopefully everybody that joins us here on Sunday next week have a great Easter. Have fun with your family. Great dinner. Hope you go out with your kids if you have any, and don't eat too much candy. Even though everybody knows I'm a candy guy. Save some for me if you don't mind. But that's right, guys. So we are getting ready to sign off. We will be back live again tonight at 6:30 with the General and iRacing League, as we will be at Daytona, as they're going to be taking on the road course for 35 laps, I think, or 45, I don't know, 55, 54, something, 53 laps, I think it is. But yeah, so again, so it's going to be Lee and Zach Hall calling the action here tonight. But until then, we're going to sign off. So God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.